Hmm? Okay, wait, not okay. Here it is. Where is it actually? Ah, shit, which one? Where is my stuff? I think it's in here. God. Hello, Igami. Hello, Maxi. Hello, Deemer. Moderator Oni. Oh. Jib said etchy girl, and then it got blocked. Hang on. I swear to God, dude, you guys... I had to unblock so many different ways of saying tits for some reason. It is the single most used and most commonly blocked word is tits. Something to do with breasts, which is great. How can I not type here? Oh, my keyboard is Japanese, bro. Stop it. Yes, now I can allow save changes. Wait. Oh, right, it's over here. 세계는 만들고 쉽니다. Wait, no. 쉽습니다. Anyways, let me get my usual thing going first. Where's my stuff? I'm bringing back more Korean learning on the way to my work. Okay, I have to figure out how to speak first because I just woke up. Hello, Uni. I can't form sentences right now. Is this not the board that I used? Oh my god, dude. I have way too many boards. I don't know where everything is. Hang on. If it's not that one, it must be this one then. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to execute on this idea. I don't know if I'll use my own characters though, because this looks like a great chance to put in some Arcanized character here. Since it is like leaves and green and everything, we are kind of sort of mimicking, I guess, this artist's style to some extent, at least with the colors, because I'm not rendering. But if that is the case, I might as well. Okay. I spelled it wrong. Let me try this other one. Is this too loud? No, I think it should be fine. So why you want to make the world? Oh, it's all for my character. It's just so that she has a place to be in. I think that's like the fastest and easiest way to explain it. Is that where is she? I don't know where she is. I haven't drawn her by herself in a while, huh? But like yeah, if I mean that's kind of it, I think. That's kind of it. That I want to sort of give her a place to live. It should be nice. I am gonna look for a little bit for some grass from grassy ass. Wait. Oh man, grassy ass. No way, dude. The subtitle, dude. The subtitle. No way, dude. Grassy ass. Holy shit, dude. They actually say that. My god. Like Spanish word for thanks, right? Gracias. People say it funny. They say gracias. I didn't. Okay, like the subtitle just outright translates it to gracias, which is. I don't know how I feel about that, and it's kind of funny. It's really funny though. Oh, what the? This guy draws a lot of leaves, I'm sure. Like this one here. I want to just grab this to make sure that we have something on hand here. I don't know if this will happen or not, like in terms of rendering. So we have the setup, we have different types of foliage here. Different types of foliage. Just grab some more of these guys here. And right, the original idea I had was just we have two characters that I would like to think I kind of understand their relationship well, but I'm also not really sure because I didn't really play the game for a while, and also even if I did, I would have skipped out the story. So it's a bit dubious, but okay, that should be enough for the grass. And I would like some more. So I want to keep everything as consistent to this as possible, right? I'm not gonna change a single thing about the physical setup, about the architecture, and but what I do think is necessary is probably change the proportion of this a little bit. Let me just check, because I don't think this is yeah, this is not quite 4K, right? So it's not HD and Ultra HD and all that good stuff. So I will have to reposition this a little bit. Where's my thingy? Here. I need a new. Today is what day? 13th. Already half of January gone. Holy. Right, if we have characters right here, for example, right here, this would be, I guess, where they would be standing. Okay. 20. I don't want to change the lighting situation, that's for sure. I don't want to change this bridge, that's also for sure. I also want to keep the idea of having plants here, but I don't think I would have this thing necessarily. I don't think I'll have this necessarily. I think, or this part of the mountain. I think we can try to add some nonsense in from some other reference, perhaps, so that I can make it so that it doesn't look like it's outside, because we do have this opportunity here to kind of maybe set something up that looks kind of like Brine Labs, the actual lab itself. I don't think like the official game necessarily explored too much with the environment, but the whole idea I think has been pretty consistent with just some more techy, sciencey, modern architecture-y stuff along with plants. So we do have the opportunity to just kind of work with that. Pokemon? Was that Pokemon here? Pokemans? What the hell is this? Wow. Interesting. So I will spend a little bit of time collecting references and then we can get started. I think for characters wise, I'll probably just have two still. I'll have one on a wheelchair and then another one pushing the wheelchair. Because the whole idea of Rhine Labs is experimentation and stuff like that. And I do believe one of the characters, lore-wise, was experimented on. So then I can just play into that. Yeah, let's see here. The Rhyme PM Gym one has Pokemon. There's one over there. Oh. Right, I didn't even see those. I've been looking at the only thing I saw in this picture was the text and the background and the leaves in the front. I didn't even see the characters because I was just looking at the materials. I think it'd be cool to include some elements like this. That would be interesting. That's why I'm going around looking for a kind of environment that we want to deal with, like something like this, right? This is a little bit too indoors, I think. This is going to be inside of rooms and stuff. But then, like... What's that one hotel in Los Angeles again? I forgot. Crap. Yeah, this one. So it's got like round stuff, it's got like elevators, it's got like some random shit in the back. I think... Can I put this here? Depends on the scaling here, right? And the perspective too. But I think it might be possible to kind of put some element of this inside here. Right, you guys can kind of see the vision here, right? We just have to match the perspective. Which I'm not exactly sure where it is. And again, I've been thinking about this, is that like if I'm practicing for colors for the most part, colors is all about like getting the lighting, getting all the... Yeah, mostly getting the lighting correct, I would say. And if there's stuff like that, I really shouldn't be doing too much by myself because it's... I'm still trying to learn, right? If I do it by myself, there's a good chance I make a bunch of mistakes and never really realize what's happening. So I think it's probably best to just use photos as much as possible directly instead of being too original. Where is my horizon here actually? Because we're tilting up, right? We're looking up here. I guess we can just use these lines to try and figure it out. Ooh, it's a bit interesting. How do I... Science lab liminal spaces sort of vibe? Yeah, we're gonna definitely. Actually, that's very accurate. I think not necessarily science lab, it's more like grind labs themselves, because science lab kind of feels more sterile. It's gonna feel a little bit more sterile. Whereas the Rhine Lab aesthetic is really just modern design, a lot of modern materials. You get a lot of glass, a lot of shiny surfaces, man-made materials, very high-tech sort of vibe. And a bunch of plants. And like a very sort of monochromatic palette, I think. I'm not 100% sure though. I'm actually not seeing some of the usual pictures that I do see pop out here and there, so I'm not sure how to find those. And I might borrow some concentric ring ideas here. I'm just gonna collect a bunch of stuff together. Well, nothing really. It's too space age over here. I feel like it's But I feel like I've seen more stuff than this. And not. Most of these are character centric, which is why like the environment I think is a little bit harder to find and harder to see. But we take what we can get, and then I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and start in a bit here. So you're trying to find the right balance between like feeling more ready, right? Planning for it a little bit better versus just doing it, because it's very easy to get stuck in a never-ending loop of finding references here. The issue being like currently the dependence on reference is still way too high. So if you don't have anything perfect, it feels like you're not ready, and the chances of not doing well is really high. But then I think that's the kind of the whole point here. So just try and push that limit by yourself to some extent. Get enough reference, enough quote unquote. And just try, and then fail, and then you do it again and again and again. So let's see. I think that's about it. Oh, oops, misclick. Where's the other one? Yeah, it's unlikely I would do anything too fancy. So the only thing I think I'll do probably is to use the exact same setup here, right? Exact same setup here. Oh, I'll make it a bit fancier. Maybe get some motif ideas from all these things here. Like there's some like repeating geometric patterns, like the plus signs and stuff that I see. I don't know. Maybe some signage. I'm not really sure. Figure out where we can put maybe some words. It'll be interesting if there's like stuff lining the railing all the way up. Like it's like a maybe like a moving message board or something, you know? Could be stuff like that. But it wouldn't change too much, and then the focus will be on the colors. And then we'll see. Okay. I do have to figure out where this perspective lies here. Because I do think we're facing upwards. So like this corridor, like this floor here is very clearly sort of almost at eye level for us. But I think it's probably out of view then, if that's the case. Because we are trying to go upstairs, right? This ramp is going to go upstairs. So I do think like it will kind of go up, maybe join up somewhere here in order to be able to do that. Lamau, what is this? Yo ho ho. Oh, I see this picture might be a little bit tilted. Is this a little bit tilted? Because I see this isn't flat. But then why would this be like this then, right? Maybe that is tilted. Maybe just a strong third point perspective. Yeah, actually speaking of which, this view would mean that we are seeing some third point, right? So I do need to kind of squish this a little bit. Okay, let me put in the grid real quick. And then we can shift everything together. That's also fine. Okay. Correction there. Correction your head. This is over here. And this is off screen. That's my third thing. No, not you. Whoa. Okay, this means what? This means it's a little bit too low. Still very aggressive. Okay, so it's even higher now. Even higher? Because it kind of implies that it's... Doesn't it kind of imply that it's like here? Or something? Yeah. Wait, but we see the ground. Wait, how does this work actually? No, but because the ground is tilting upwards, it doesn't really follow the usual common sense here. Even though I can see the surface, the horizon, if we were to look straight forwards. But I guess maybe the camera's tilted, that's why the point is higher. I'm not really sure how to think of this. See, what about this one? Where's it gonna go? I mean, it's just below the thingy. This is really close though, the 2 points. I feel like it would never be this close. There's no guarantee this is the same grid either, I suppose. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. It's because this and this are not on the same grid. Okay, so that makes sense. If that's the case, then what does this do to me? Which way is it going? All the way off screen. That's all the way off screen. Holy shit. This would be closer. Actually, why is this and that so different? Don't know what to do with this. Don't know what to think of it. Hello, Yugami. It's been a while, I feel like, Yugami. Okay, I'm just gonna go by feel then. Whatever. Like, it's not that intense here. It's alright here. Only the third point kind of needs to line up, just because of how many vertical lines there is here. But otherwise, it's not that serious, I don't think. Where's my stuff? Oh yeah, you. Busy is good, right? I mean, if it's the good kind of busy, I suppose. But a bit too aggressive here. Let's push it up a bit more. Okay, now it's a bit more gradual. Okay, looks good. Yeah, VT is nice sometimes. I mean, if it's fulfilling work and it's work that you want to do, I think it's good. So, it all depends if that's what you want to do. Okay, now I can see it. Yeah, I'm trying to find the other 2 points, but it's not necessarily that important. Because I can just kind of wing it. Because of how everything is tilted, I'm not really sure what I should or should not be following. Because there's no guarantee that these guys are in right angles either. It's not like it is definitely a right angle that I want, or something like that, you know? Like, it's can get pretty tricky sometimes. Like this photo here as well, like I'm trying to get this pillar to line up to the line too, but then it will push this guy over too much. Hello, Ba. I think the third point should line up, right? Like, no matter how tilted your building is, they're all gonna be standing straight up. You know, it's kind of hard to imagine the pillars and stuff going slanted. Not in situations like this anyways, right? For these guys here. So I'm trying to at least get the third point correct. At least get the third point like somewhat in the same zone here. It doesn't have to be that tight, because we're not even gonna render it, right? But It is what it is. No, it's not. You gotta make it good, man. I think I might be stretching it too much, but I'm also not really sure. Anyways, if we make a mistake, so be it, right? Like, it'll just be a learning opportunity for future me if he ever comes back to it. Yeah. There are boots. So it begs the question, like, where the leaves are, right? So where did my foliage go, per se? It is conceivable maybe there's like a line of trees here. Each one might have stuff dripping down as well as... We can have a lot of things. Also trees going up. Yeah, like, I mean, this is the same setup as the original. We can just have trees going up. Right. Yeah, I guess we need to sketch things out now. We need to get an idea of what's happening here. Okay, so I need to have a set of lines for the background so we can sort of hold things in place. So let's do that first, because that's just tracing. Oh man. First thing I draw for the day and is already like really long curved lines, very gentle curves and very precise curves. My hands are gonna go all over the place here. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have any other news to update, I think. The artist thing, I've made the payment. We're still kind of waiting on the payments confirmation and other things. Yeah, it's very confusing because this main path here is going upwards, right? It's going from one floor to another floor. Actually, we don't even know from what floor to what floor. Like, how much is this height increase, right? Because then if you really want to map out the perspective and the grid, you kind of have to know that. So because we don't know that, there's not much we can really do. So I think the best way is really to either use Blender, right? You get super correct stuff. Or just like whatever, just wing it, you know. You've been around long enough, you've been outside long enough, enough times. Surely what feels right is good enough. Sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, everything's waiting. I've taken the liberty to start communicating with more people. I'm trying to find someone who can basically do a study of music for me. Because eventually we are going to start touching music. I don't know when, right? It's not gonna be this year, but at some point we're going to be trying to learn how to compose like our own pieces. Not necessarily compose per se, but like I guess we have to compose. Compose sounds really scary, that's why I don't want to use the word, but rather than like so for music, for art, we've kind of just did our own thing the whole time. Rather, we just try to figure out answers for ourselves, and it's, I don't know if I'll call it fun necessarily, right? But it is rewarding in its own way, the struggle and all that. But for music, I really do not have time. I don't think I can. If I do that, I'll probably really truly be an old man before I even do anything at all. So rather than doing that, what I'm gonna do is I will do it the other way, right? So the other way that I never did for art was that because I never really got satisfied with one person's style, I felt like I had to find my own way and my own answers and blah blah blah. But music is a little bit different. I can just get someone to sort of do like a musical study of my favorite songs, right? Because they would have made it in like the music software and stuff. So if someone can, you know, if they're really good, they can hear it, they can break it down, they can turn it into notes, they can turn it into different instruments, and then they can make me some notes of like, hey, oh, he's using this kind of transition and chord progression here, right? This kind of instrument, this kind of tuning, this kind of sort of special effects going on. And it will save me a lot of time because then I can just be like, oh, okay, so that's what I need to use. I'm just going to use that, right? I'm not going to be too, I was going to use the word anal about it, but I'm not going to be too particular about it. And being like, hey, I got to find my own thing. I'm just going to be like, yeah, this is great. I've always really liked this style of music. Let me just go for it, right? Use the same instruments, use the same tuning, use the same kind of progression, setup, and ending. We just come up with our own melody line, right? Maybe come up with some interesting ideas of like, hey, this instrument is for this character, for example. But for the most part, we would just do skip a lot of the heavy lifting. I'm trying to look for people who are good enough or like that I can get in touch in the first place. I don't know where I can find people like that. Because the difference between art and music is music, I just have no experience making anything. And I don't think my guitar playing in the past or my violin playing in the past really helps with this. Because there's a lot of electronic stuff, right? There's a lot of, it's like going from traditional art to digital art. You gotta learn the layers, you gotta learn the layer modes, you gotta learn what's the best time to use what thing. And same thing, I think, for music. Gonna need a lot of help. Because I have seen some tutorials. I have tried out Fruity Loop Studio in the past. Why does this look so weird here? Did I disconnect from the thing? Yeah. But yeah, if anyone knows anyone really good like that, do let me know. I would like to start making my moves, you know. We can always kind of wait till when we want to start, but then it'll be too late. And again, like Korean, I think it doesn't hurt to just do some passive learning on the side. We don't have to touch the DAW, the digital audio workshop softwares ourselves, right? If we just see other people's notes and be mentally aware, and then listen to the same music pieces over and over, like it will help a lot, I think. From Teenage Engineering. Okay, that's a lot of Teenage Engineering. Oh, very interesting. You know this by name. Looks very, very fancy stuff. Like a very colorful Lego calculator. Yeah, I mean, so I think like, you really gotta learn piano if you want to be a composer, because it's so useful, right? You can play any instruments once you have a keyboard. You learn your chords and your relationships more intuitively, I think. Maybe more intuitively? I'm not really sure, actually. I can't speak to that. Interesting electronics. Ooh. Very interesting. Indeed. Oh wait, I can actually use the grid thing. This kind of tracks. Wait, why is this tracking? Why is it tracking? Oh, the other. Oh, okay. Ooh, I don't know what I want to do with these lines here. It looked really complicated to draw a bunch of concentric circles up to signify the shaft of the elevator. I see. Hana Mizusaki. I'll give them a listen afterwards. I can see them using it. I see, yeah. One day, we'll make our own music videos. We'll make everything. We'll make the music, we'll make the art, and then we'll make the animation. We'll do all the topography. We'll do all the... Holy shit, I'm trying to kill myself. But we do all the music, the video, the art. Oh my god, dude. I want to hire people to stand. To be fair, I think like I think that's completely fine. I think I'm being a little bit too stubborn would be the right word. But what I do have to do is definitely set the direction, I think, if I want to do any of this. So I have to be able to, like, art is the absolute bare minimum, right? Like the visual direction, I think I have to set it no matter what. Because that keeps the characters true to what I want them to be. The music, I think, is just an interesting thing to be capable of doing, if that is possible. That would be very cool. But I think at the very least, I need to be aware of like, hey, I like this song and I like the instruments used. Well, quote unquote instruments, because it's digital, right? It's a little bit hard to necessarily say that it's a particular instrument. But I like this instrument with this kind of tuning, with this kind of reverb, with this kind of sort of effects on it. I need to know the terms and I need to know how much of it is being used and why it sounds good, right? The progressions. The Japanese songs all have a very like they have this thing called the royal progression, where the chords always progress in a specific pattern, but they just use it a lot because it sounds really good. And I realized a lot of songs I like has that progression. So if I were to have a song made for myself, then I will know that, hey, can you do it in this progression, please? I'll be like, wow, but like every other song is like that progression. Yes, please. Yes, I want to be mediocre, please. It'd be interesting. I do have the liberty of changing the pillars. At the very least, I can change pillars. I don't have to stick to the same pillars. I don't know. So just like designing a world, right? I feel like you have a lot of options as to how you can proceed, simply because you can decide what exists and what does not. And that inherently makes it rather complicated. So I don't know what I should prioritize. Prioritize. Let me see. Can I don't know if that makes physical sense though. Does this line up correctly? And also, not to mention, because if I were to put a building here, it would imply that some of these things should go through, right? Like, I should have, like, floors that kind of go through here, so I can see on the other side. Or at least something needs to address the rest of the building here. I could cop out and just put, like, a giant-ass pillar here, and then map it to the corresponding site, which I think would be somewhere here. So I can just have a... Oh, but that blocks everything, right? That's also kind of stupid. Why would I do that? I want to showcase this part. We can have like off-center pillars. I'm just doing whatever that can help me showcase what I want to showcase, I guess. Off-center pillars, man. That's kind of is that kind of weird? This is why like civil engineers hate architecture, like architects, because they just do stupid shit like this that makes it look good with some concept and some idea, instead of actually thinking about if it's structurally sound. Well, they do think about it, to be fair, but it's definitely not the priority, which I can also appreciate. I can see both sides, man. What is that thing in the top? Is that the roof? What is that? Where's my hotel? Is this like 2 floors? That's it? It must be like just 2 floors. It makes... Yeah, okay, so it's like... What is that? Are those windows or like walls? I can't tell. Nobody's taking a photo of the roof, but I guess it looks like this. No, but is this on the other side? I guess it's on another side. Oh, look at that. Is this a photo or is this a render? Looks like an art. Looks like a piece of art. Could I have used this instead? Doesn't this look cooler with like the roof here? Hang on here. Wait a minute. Oh my god, the resolution on this. Absolutely abysmal. Where would I have placed this? Oh, but it's too aggressive. I think it's way too aggressive. It would have to happen around here. Yeah, it's like 2 circles feeding each other. Okay, let's not make it too complicated. It is what it is. I think it's fine. I need to worry about foliage here. So I need my trees. Perspective ruler. Do I really need this now? Guess I'm just gonna keep it. If our character set up here, and I need my tree set up here. Probably trees would be easier with values and thumbnailing then, if that's the case. So I'm going to... How should I do this? Let's do my usual nonsense. Let's get a frame on this thing. Need 20 pixels. It shouldn't affect too much. Gonna duplicate these guys. Take this out now. Sorry, what? What I got? Okay. Let me keep this here. Disable it. Drop it. Squish it down. So now I can start using values to kind of plot this out real quick. But before that, I'm gonna go to the washroom. I'll be right back. Down. Alrighty. Let's just do values for now, I think, because otherwise it would take a little bit too long. Relock it. Oh, I do have to take a quick glance here. I'm just gonna cheat a lot of these processes by just bringing stuff in and getting an idea for the values, getting an idea for the... Like, I'm just tracing the entire setup. Because the focus is not here. I don't want to end up spending way too much time here, because there's a tendency to do that. Get a black and white thing here going. Yoink, yoink. And then reference. Where's my screen? Here. Illustration, there we go. Now I have a black and white one. Close it. Wait. Don't need this either. Just two values first. What do the values represent here? I guess it's just mostly lighting. So I'm not gonna care if the materials are different color or something like that, I guess. Because that just made things way too complicated. I say as I make that side, wait, hang on. That should be in the light, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. This part is all bright. In fact, it's probably the brightest part, perhaps. Let me get some darker stuff back. Get some dark stuff here. And the corresponding shadows. Where's my other guy? I didn't even put it in here, bro. It's my reference, bro. God damn it. No, not you. This one? No, it's not this one. This one. Oh man, how do I position these things? It's so weird. Okay. Right, so they have additional things over there. I don't know what I want to do about the... You know what? Don't think too much. I'm just going to copy it. Yeah, the desire to not make it that recognizable is very strong, but... I always have to remind myself that this is not the only time I'm doing this. We're gonna be doing the same idea again, sometime down the line. There's no need to be perfect this time around. But we're likely not going to be anyways, so whatever. Right, and then what? I guess it doesn't. It does account for material, doesn't it? Let's say I want to bring this down. I'll try and set up conflicts. Just overlap here instead. Should definitely get the characters in first. It's a bit too strong. At least bring this up a little bit. Bit of light in the middle. I do want this part to kind of go pretty dark here. This part might go pretty close to black. And that part probably should be at light in here. Especially this surface, actually. Yeah, this face is facing out. It's not as bright in the original, but I'm gonna make it a bit brighter here. I guess it makes sense, right? Because these surfaces are so close. If this were to be hit by a very strong light source, it's gonna bounce a lot up anyways. I'll make it that strong. Yeah, I don't have any idea for the back currently. I think the plan is to just block it out with leaves then. And we just kind of ignore why that might be the case. Very shiny. I mean, glass and stuff, we'll probably deal with that sometime later. If we want to. The bigger shapes now are the problem, right? But like, I'm thinking I'm having issues deciding what the bigger shape should be because I don't know what order of priority. I guess we should always get the characters in here somehow. Because like, they are the whole reason we're doing this, I guess. Wait, no, that's not true. Well, not for us, but if we were to be drawing something, I imagine it would be for the characters. Where's the thirds, actually? Let's see. Like here. Here. There's like right smack in the middle here. It'd be nice to silhouette them, I guess. How would this work? Could be kind of poetic if like the front is the part that's super dark and then everything in the back feels super bright. Because story implications I think would be that I guess they headed to somewhere that's not so good just in general about characters. Right, this would get to some point get blocked. Really want to do the grids, man. I'm just gonna put like a elevator car later somewhere, I think, just to imply what it is. Don't really want to deal with it that way. I don't know what these things are right now. I'm ignoring it. Yeah, okay, you know what? No railings, whatever. Don't care. Don't need that. Cool. Kapika, I think. No, I should have no idea. Over here, we just get very minor amount. Okay, plants. Stuff in the back and let the right, colors wise, these would probably be pretty yellow. So if we can get, okay, I mean, trying to imagine how this might make sense, right? I'm thinking if I do original ideas, I don't have any good original ideas. I think not enough experience to really do that well anyways. So rather than try to be original, maybe I should just look at the reference and copy shapes in. And if that's the philosophy, if that's the idea, then I'm looking at these ferns on the side and they very clearly point to the center on this one. And then I started thinking how I can put the ferns in here, maybe. Like we can also have some similar things here, I suppose. Okay, then the question would be like, why would they be here, right? And then maybe like this entire path up is just like has a bunch of plants on the outside, maybe. You just get like really big ones here, right? That sort of block out a lot of the space here. And then another thought occurred to me that this wall of green stuff, like I originally took this reference because I figured we'd be drawing a lot of tiny leaves. Potentially. Because that's what the reference looked like it was going to do for us. And then now I'm looking at it, I feel like what if we have like an entire wall of green here somehow? I think in the original that is how it is, but this is more haphazard green. Like it's just like forest and what wilderness. But I feel like in an environment like this, maybe things would be a little bit more controlled. So maybe instead of that, it's more of an entire wall of like covered with leaves or something in the back, just for like, I don't know, for looking good. What do you even call it? Not really indoor plants, right? Because you get like freaking shit like this. Yeah, we get stupid shit like this. And then we throw it in the back, right? Because the color palette we're going for is very much this sort of yellow and green and stuff. And I think if our characters are here in the shade, right? They would be either the blue. Well, actually, it doesn't matter too much, I guess. As long as it's silhouette against the back. They will stand out anyways. I think that would be fine either way. What I was thinking was just have a wall of green in the back and contrasting with everything here that's going to be yellow. Because that's likely what we're going to be using it for, like some kind of brownish yellow perhaps. Or whatever the hell this is actually. What color is that? Actually, that's more green, huh? The lighting is more yellow. Right, the lighting is more yellow. The lighting is more yellow. So what, am I getting yellow greens outside? Which would look kind of, yeah, yellow and green. And then on the inside, it would be a little bit bluer, but still not a greener, actually. It would just be bluer. Okay, maybe these guys would be blue here. Actually, I just realized I don't even really care. Like, I don't really need the entire row to have plants. Because it doesn't necessarily look that weird to all of a sudden have plants here. Per se. It's not like this is a real place. I mean, people might associate with the real place though. But it's not like it's a real place. We could just like have any number of reasons to justify why this might be the case, to have freaking plants over some. Other than just compositionally, I want shapes pointing at the characters, but let me just copy some shapes in actually. Let me just do that first. I mean, if I'm gonna do this, let's be really on the nose about it then. Actually, how do I do the top part? I'm not really sure. Maybe I can be that 100%. I think it would make sense that it's not possible. Why would this be so big, bro? Why is it so big, bro? It looks cool, I suppose. Does it look cool? Can I have it come in off screen here? Oh, wait, what? Oh, because I was using the filling them in brush. Right. I'm just too caught up on like how this works. Like, why would this be here? Somehow. Yeah, like lasso, right? Lasso it in. Yeah, this is way better, I think. Thank you, Uni. Fix the, yeah, I can always fix the values later, right? This is not really about. I was trying to get the values and try to do some layering, but then you can always do that later. I'm still just really caught up on why this is here. I don't know if it's because like I see a lot of people do this, like in terms of like, just like I guess the art that I've been looking at, a lot of people do tend to use lassos for this kind of stuff. It really feels like it's made for it. Like the shapes that you get and stuff like that, it really feels like it's made for it. Too bright here. Maybe it's actually too dark. No, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, it's like same size, right? I don't think these two parts of the like this would have been a little bit further up, I'd imagine, if it was to follow sort of. Because I'm looking, wait, what does the ground look? Yeah, like the markings on the ground do suggest that support that as well. This would have been a little bit more front. It could be like every so often there's a pot of plant. That also kind of makes sense. Having like an entire row seems like a pain in the ass thing to manage and keep going properly. That could be it. It's like weird ass looking plants. We don't really have the width on the railings for this though. I do have to make it wider. Oh no, it could be like a thing that goes outwards. Yeah, it could also be that. Then maybe I need a few more along the way. It's kind of hard to say. If I were to, if I want to build this motif up. And there's also this weird thing where like the bridge on top is actually wider than the bridge below. So maybe I should just commit to my pillars. Do I want a pillar here, right? I mean, I can have the plants catch light from this outside again. If I really want to. That's not really a problem. I have this alternating sort of pillar setup. This pillar is kind of wide. Yeah, this is really wide compared to this. Unless I take this out. feel like this implications are not right. Yes, thank you, Uni. Oops. Just a bit smaller. Oh, not that one. This one. I do have to check the perspective grid again later. We need some ideas up there, we need some ideas in the back. Oh, I could have put this on a separate layer. Like the background and everything. Now the pillars are kind of pain in the ass. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna redo the pillars. It's not that hard. Yeet. Odai Baku. So wait, this is a 簡単なグラデーションはスモーキーな印象を与える少し大人のイメージが I can't read that word, but I can guess at what it means. So I guess like based on the tweet, it seems like oh yeah, I can translate this one, I forgot. So they're trying to make things feel okay, I never really got this idea of transparent. Like sometimes like I see a lot of Japanese, they describe the art as having this sort of transparent vibe. But unless the material is literally transparent, I never felt it before. I don't know what they mean. Maybe it's just like sort of that really faded kind of vibe. But yeah, they're trying to achieve that without using light or texture effects. Without using light or texture effects? I have no idea. So I guess I don't understand this whole transparency concept in the first place. And I don't know how like light and textures are usually used for it, apparently. Right, so the first one we've just got a simple gradient. It gives it like a smoky vibe. And kind of has like an adult. I guess in English, adult kind of has a slightly different connotation, but like an adult vibe with. How do I translate this? I don't know. I don't know that word that well, but I think it just means some kind of decay. It feels like the same idea as decay. Let me go. Okay, so what is this here? It's just kind of going more saturated. But the hair clearly has that sort of sky color in it. Oh, sorry, we're not done, right? Okay. So in certain areas, we change the saturation and I guess hue. Shittori. Man, there's a lot of Japanese words. I have no idea what these mean. What is a shittori? Shittori. So it's like a little bit moist. Wait, what? Hang on. I think the word itself means a little bit moist, but in this case, it is trying to say that it's more elegant, based on what the translation is telling me. Kind of explain the seeker, it gives the idea of transparency. The idea of seeker is to have light passing through things. Oh, is that what that is? I thought it was just oh, mature. Yes, thank you, Uni. Sorry. カラフルに見えるけど、実は色の配布。分布？ 소코마데 히로쿠나이. Right, so it looks kind of colorful because it stands out quite a bit, but they're saying it's not that not necessarily that much more saturated, not necessarily that much of a different hue. I don't know. 比べてみて。ちなみに影を違うもの。So this is the sort of Terminator add color kind of concept here. That's what they're saying. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting to just take a look at the gradient. I think this is probably my biggest takeaway, just to see that, hey, you go from simple gradients and then you add some areas here and there, and then maybe that's how they kind of get all the different colors like that you see in different art and artists. But I don't really feel what they're saying. To me, like, I look at this art, it just feels very faded, it feels like. I guess because I'm not really necessarily looking at the specific thing they were talking about. I'm kind of looking at it as a whole. Wow, okay. Something about the shapes here, I feel like that sort of roundness, but then like also multiple layers of it. Alternating kind of vibe. It's like when people do like that water painting thing, I don't know how to describe it, where they put paint on the water surface and then they sort of make some patterns on it. Right, and then you put something in the water, when you bring it out, it catches the paint and then it paints it. It kind of has that, like that sort of. Right, oh my god. Oh, this feels very not safe for work for some reason. Alright, so this is the transparent vibe that I would recognize, but. The music's nothing new. It's probably fun. Oh yes, thank you, Uni. I was gonna put it into the Duvet Daily thread. Maybe Duvet will be like, "What? I'm not even there." I'm gonna yoink it in there. Yeet. I'm not using my grid, I have no idea. Should be using my grid. Oh, daibu ya na. My grid might be too aggressive still. Okay, yeah, no more grids. Bye bye grid. Should just fix it. That's my line. Oh no, it's because I'm not in the car position. Right, okay, that makes perfect sense. Of course. Yeah, I was like wondering because it wasn't that bad before. It's not the right spot here. That's fine. No, it wouldn't be right, because this is meant to be this and that. I guess this distance is kind of close. Unless this is closer. It'd be somewhere like... Actually, no, am I saying it's touching there or no? I do kind of want it to be here instead, so I'm gonna... ことは、これは、もっともっとだな。後ろ Can you just push it further up then? And this I don't need. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna push this below there. Yeah, this is catching this much light, right? Okay, and then whatever the hell is in the back. So what is in the back? Well, if this is alternating, then if the pillars are alternating, wouldn't the plants kind of alternate naturally too? Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. What if I don't have this? Because I just need something over here. It doesn't have to be this thing. Let me see. The floor here doesn't make sense, does it? Okay. Something something, don't do too many original things. Something something, keep it simple. Something something something. Um, here we are. Yet again. Oh, right. 还蛮低高的。なるほどね。 What am I doing? I don't know. It's maybe kind of works. Wait, what? Oh, it's here. This kind of works, I think. It's... I don't know how to evaluate things like this. I don't know what to think about it necessarily, but oh my god, what? It kind of feels right to me. I think there are some areas that I'm not sure of. But just as in general, I feel like at least the contrast in some of the shapes is pointing where I want them to point, yes. And then there is also a good amount of foliage, which is kind of what we came here for. I think maybe we can modify this background somehow to make the silhouette even stronger, perhaps. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. All I need to do is just make everything brighter. That also works, I think. We hint at like some of the buildings, maybe make it a little bit smaller and make it further away. I don't even know what the concept is here. Like, where are they supposed to be in? Like, is this indoors, outdoors? I'm not really sure. Because there's elevators here. I mean, we could change it, but like there's elevators here as of right now, and that would imply somewhat indoor-ish. Actually, no. Like, it's one of those that is maybe exposed to the outside. That could also work. So it could just be a sky. But I think I'm feeling like indoor vibes. I think maybe over here we can have some kind of, yeah, like this kind of dome shape, like more geometric patterns. Something that implies there's like a huge dome that sort of is maybe over the entire park. So maybe it's more of a this kind of vibe. So let's say, let me think about this. Hang on. How would I even portray this, right? How would I even draw this? Let's say, well, anyways, big glass dome, many buildings inside, right? This is kind of the general idea. There's maybe ramps going around everywhere, but it's like a giant indoor garden that has buildings inside, that has elevators like this, kind of on the side of buildings, you know, like... I think it would make sense. It kind of fits the whole Rhine Labs aesthetics. Because they would have, like, plants everywhere, right? This would support the plant growth, but then not maybe have it inside the building per se, but it's still kind of, like, inside a controlled environment, which is very sciencey. And then, like, it feels like it will work. It feels like it will work. So... what's left is I just need to get the values for the leaves right. By the way, it's not meant to be this dark. It's just dark so that I can see where the shapes are blocked in and what they will be blocking per se. This thing is a bit of a ball. A bit too much of a ball, but... Oh shit, what brush was I using? God damn it. Too many of these. I think it's this one. No, it's not this one. Not this one? It's not this one. What? Oh my god, it's a tree brush. Dang it. Where's my brush? It's not this one. Okay, this is so stupid. I'm gonna go back in my stream and see what the hell is selected. Oh wait, it's completely blocked. Never mind, it's completely blocked by the reference board. Crap. Oh, it's this one, it's this one, it's this one. Is it this one? Yo, this is so stupid. Okay, this is like the stupidest problem. I think it feels like this. Yeah, it feels like this. It feels like this. Like autopilot is getting kind of scary. Like when you're tired or whatnot, you really just do things without thinking. Like, and then like afterwards, it's like, hey, did I do this thing? Oh shit, I did this thing. I have zero memory of it. It's so scary sometimes. There was one time I created it, like, you know, like after every stream I end, I make the next one so that people can save it or whatever. Just so that I don't forget. There was one time I made the entire thing. I went through the entire like 5 to 10 step process of something, because it's not just making this one, it's also changing the thumbnail of today's. And I have to change the thumbnail of today's after the new one is made so that it carries forth the sort of generic thumbnail over, and then the specific one is used for today. But that process is pretty long. It's like 30 to 40 seconds maybe. I just do not remember doing any of it. I somehow autopilot the entire thing. I only woke up afterwards. It's very crazy. I think this part here I'm just gonna block out with thieves or something. Anything. Not sure. Oh, it depends on the colors. When the colors comes in, it becomes a little bit clearer as to what I want to do, I think. Also, the ferns, I'm just gonna have it at every pillar, I guess. This way I can justify it just not being everywhere. And also kind of have it make sense in the sense that, like I mean, envisioning this pillar. Wait, now that I think about it, it doesn't really make sense. But I'm thinking like there's a cutout inside so that there's a little bit of space for like the fern to come out and stuff. And catch light here, for example. I did it on the wrong layer. Oops. But now that I think about it, it doesn't really make sense. It's meant to be support pillars. Why is there structural integrity compromising cutouts and shit? I'm not sure. But it's Rhinelab, so they get to do whatever they want. Kind of bright, but I can deal with that. But that's how I'm justifying why this part is so dark, because I want this pillar to set up this dark shape in the front, so that we don't have to worry about light spilling in and then making the front too bright. Because I absolutely do want to keep the front dark here. That's 100% something I do want. Okay, let me use something I don't usually do. Multiply brush. Just to get a vibe for the thing here. Let me see. This is probably easier again with another ruler, which I'll use, which I'll make one later. It's very important. It kind of gets smaller and tighter as we go in the back. Oh man. Did it disconnect? No, it's still here. What? Oh, what did I yank it? Oh, I see. I think I probably... No, it's still here, right? What? Oh, sorry, it's on multiply. Okay, I was wondering. My brain and what I'm seeing doesn't... What I'm thinking is should happen is not happening. My tablet is also constantly disconnecting and reconnecting. Okay, it's gone now. Let me restart real quick. I'm both making more progress and less progress than I thought, which is kind of insane. I thought I would have gotten the characters drawn out by now, but I see now that this is probably way more important. So... Oh, hello, Duvet. Don't worry, no one stole your spot. Don't worry about it. Okay, give me a second here, Duvet. Ooh. Pick some dom. Pick some dom. Pick some dom. Oh, is our station down or something? It's not reacting. Oh, okay, never mind. I guess I can use this. Oh, wow. Okay, is this an animator or did they just put the frame here? Wow, look at that. I think like it's great. By the way, this is not really related necessarily to this artist, but I just feel like it's like magic, right? Art, like if you want to be able to do it, you kind of have to learn the secrets of it, and once you learn it, it kind of ruins a bit of the immersion for you. Because now when I look at stuff like this, I just see shapes and I see colors, and I see shapes and I see colors. It's kind of hard to just like feel the environment. I don't know how to describe it. Like, this would be so impressive to me if I didn't know how I can perhaps maybe go about drawing it. But then now I see really big shapes of shadows and light, and I'm just thinking, yeah, you know what, just get the big shapes in, go in and like maybe get some of the like draw some of these ambient occlusion areas, get some color variation, hue variation, value variation, and then we can probably get pretty close. And then like okay, this feels really impressive. Okay, never mind. This is London. Hey chat, is this London? Hey chat, is this accurate? Come on. Are the buildings slanted? Wow, how long did they take, dude? Holy shit. Looks like China from afar. I guess I wouldn't know either way. I just see I see the wheel. I guess it must be London. Isn't like that round sort of twisty looking building also close by or something? There's also that bridge that they had to shut down for like an entire year or 2 years after it was done because it was apparently rocking back and forth too much. That was London, right? I think. That was like all on Thames River. London. What is this? Oh, that's his name. That's their name. Pigu Sodamu. It is very anime sort of color scheme, isn't it? It feels like it's very colorful. It's got this sort of like purple mist on the ground floor. God damn though. Holy, look at the... Like, I find the most impressive thing nowadays, I find that like it's always like the places where there's not supposed to be anything, right? Like the rooftops here. How do you make it more interesting and have enough details to fit in with everything else? The freaking asphalt, bro. The ground, I guess it's like stones or something. Holy. Like I feel like it's both kind of easy to understand and also difficult to understand because it's just noise, right? It's just splatter. It's just tiny circular blobs of ink. But to get the balance well and to get that specific sort of vibe going, because there's only bright stuff here, only dark stuff here, none along the sort of rims for whatever reason. I don't know how the physics work on the rocks, but to get the exact balance there, I think that is very, very crazy. So it's both like easy to understand and hard to understand. Dang. Oh my god, the tiles. Holy shit. This guy has patience of a what exactly? I don't know. Is this painted? No way, right? Like, because like in a singular image here, there would be like thousands of these. But it doesn't look like it's a photo either, man. This is crazy to me. How long does this take? Holy shit. The railings too? Warp 2? I would love to see, at least hear about like how long this took. This is sorry. Where'd it go? I'm blind. Where'd it go? That's here. That is a very it's a very long tag. This tag basically says if it gets reposted, there's a good chance that you will get more traffic. So you will post something that you're proud of over here and wait for someone to retweet it, basically. To do this. By the way, I'm looking at the foliage here, and I'm feeling like I don't want to end up drawing something like... I feel like this is very anime stylized, like very simplified kind of vibe, but I'm also not really sure what is it that I'm looking for. Just yet. Let me just quickly check here. There it is. I mean, because these ones are very... Wait, but then the only one that has like a wall of stuff would be that one reference that we got over here. It's not necessarily rendered the most sort of tightly either. I'm not sure. That's for me, like, I don't know, 6 months down the line to figure out the exact way to render things. Also, hello George. Sorry, I didn't realize that was your message. I thought that was Duvet's message for some reason. What is this? Wait, let me mute it just in case it's like super loud. Okay. Would you guys prefer I get a VTuber like this? Like a VTuber model like this? What is waiting? Yes. PNG tuber. We could make a PNG tuber, I guess. But I don't have like a persona. Dude, this painting seems really unhinged. Like it's just everything going in the correct spot at the correct with the correct amount of value and stuff. there's like no trial and error. Like I guess they did a color rough at some other points in time. Like this is it's just like, yep, this is like one, like just goes in and does it. Like maybe he has done it enough times that this is just like so natural. Like the colors are always maybe the same. This lighting situation, lighting direction and intensity and everything is just repeated multiple times. This is like so unhinged to me. Just go in and do it. Yeah, we could actually. We could actually. That's a hello, Deemer. Thank you, Deemer. So I autopilot to saying hello first of all. I know I already greeted, but PNG tuber. Oh, weird. So I'm kind of slacking off here because I kind of felt like my job is done for today. Because like to be able to get this far, I was not expecting to be able to get this far. But this guy's art is also very good, of course. How big do you think the canvas was though, by the way? Like this thing. For you to be able to draw like all of these things. I remember Fengzhu Design talking about how he has like 10,000 pixels wide canvases. But this gotta be close, if not bigger. Because like concept art design, you don't really go this level, like this number of things in the back, and not that tight for sure. I feel like this is really tight for stuff in the back. Man, with like the whole sort of AI nonsense going on and the RAM prices reaching like 2,000 for like, I don't know, like 32 gigs or something. We literally like, you know, this is literally paywalled. Like I literally cannot open like such a big canvas without crashing, I don't think. Hey, this looks kind of... Wait, where is this? It didn't really say. Wow, yeah, this is kind of insane. Anyways, this looks very familiar. The fact that there's such a big sort of green patch over here. I feel like it's gotta be like one of the really... Well, I mean, based on the city, I guess it has to be one of the really big cities. Maybe Osaka, Tokyo, or something. It's kind of scary when you see posts like this. It's either the artist made it themselves, or they're like, hey, there's an imposter. Looks like it's the good news this time. So I guess they're Thai artists. Very cool. Anyways, thank you, Dubey. Let me, oh, sorry, I should have sent this. I keep forgetting to send this shit. I'm gonna go to the washroom again. And then when I come back, I guess I'll just, figure out what the characters are doing. Alright, I'll be right back. Very cool, very cool. Guess it kind of makes if I want to upgrade this, by the way, I will probably have to wait, let me think. So there's 3 things, I think. Let me see. Or is there more? So we will have oh, my pen disconnected again. God damn. Tablet's having a bad day. Is it working? Oh wow, it's pretty bad today, the connection. Oh, it's gone again. Okay. I think I need to... Hang on. I have to plug it out. Yeah, let me plug it out. Let me just reset it real quick. Yo, what's it doing here? Holy shit. It's grabbing my mouse against my wishes. Like, I'm sure, like, the connector... Hopefully it's better now. It's working for now. So, let's see. We have like Rhine Labs motifs. So more tech, I think. Like more, like, don't know, like holograms. There's like some weird shit around. And then there's also more sort of modern materials. It's not even a word yet. If you really want to bring it together, right? I think that would be that kind of stuff. But I'm not gonna worry too much about that. If it happens, it happens. If not, we're just gonna ignore it. Yeah, I guess there's a whole sort of area of art that I haven't really explored, just like design and stuff. Wait, actually, where's my other secondary? So, wait, this is here. Yike. So the area is here. Well, it makes sense, right? It's in the center of the two, but then it would be 4 points around. Or something here. No, this part's gonna get faded. Actually, I want to push the bottom down somewhere. So. Maybe it's already dark enough. Actually, it's pretty dark already, to be fair. Actually, maybe you want to invert it too, instead of making it darker. Make it a little bit brighter with like different hues, maybe? Maybe more blue. But I'm just gonna ignore that. So what am I doing now? Right, characters. So we have sequence there, right? And then I have... we're not really going to this extent. Do not think. Color-wise would be... Yeah, the colors would be very interesting once it comes in, I think. I don't really like green and I don't really like yellow too much. But the fact that like the shadows are kind of dark and blue, I think has been probably what's keeping me here. Because it's very interesting for some reason. In like a very harmonious way. I guess that's not the... Interesting is too generic for a word. I think it's interesting because it's, for some reason, very harmonious. It doesn't feel that dirty. Maybe it's only because greens and yellows are only used for like lights, whereas the shadows are bluer. Some pretty green. Okay. Anyways, right. So the plan for the characters is. Oh, our station is undergoing maintenance and will be back online shortly. Interesting. Mythical gacha pool right here. Never gotten this before. Oh, let me grab this section. Oh no, I don't need this anymore, do I? I'm just gonna keep it though. Yeah, this is some really cool places, man. Like if I were to travel, this would be the kind of places I want to go to. I don't want to visit mountains and shit. I want to be in like a climate controlled area to look at plants. Wow. Wow. Holy. Anyways, characters. What? Oh, it's bugged. Let's see. I need where the character. Are there different sizes for wheelchairs actually? Are they the same size? I imagine like the hospital ones must be pretty standardized because like they were probably needed to fit into certain equipment and stuff. What I want to know is if there's one for kids because like since the character that like Ifrit is the one that's being experimented on, I think in Lone Trail, I think back if I remember correctly. But she's like a kid back then, which means that we can either draw like a wheelchair that fits her size, or you can draw like a standardized size and just so there are ones that would fit her. Okay, let me think. What difference would it make, right? Like, given that it's Ryan Labs, they probably have the dollar bills to do shit like this anyways. It might also just be inhuman enough to not care, so it could go either way. So I guess it's up to reference then, whatever that is easier to draw then. Let's do this instead. Let's do pushing wheelchair instead. Oh. Wow. Okay, how would the characters be set up, right? Like, so the original idea was to have a character in the back, character in the front. Is it better to put them side by side somehow? But I don't really have the setup for it. I don't think I have a choice. Oh. Okay, well. Oh man, how do I even do this? How does a wheelchair look like? So we're talking about what does it say? 36 inches tall just now? Oh, I closed it? What's that, like 3 feet? Okay, can I get some proper units? What is this? About a meter tall. Okay, about a meter tall. So depending on who's pushing it. How tall is she's 1.5. Oh, we can have 2 characters standing too, right? It doesn't have to be just one. Mew Mew is 169. Wow, okay. Nice. Let me check because oh, it's not written. Where's the story? Wait, it's not Lone Trail then, is it, right? No, I think I'm confusing Lone Trail with the with the comic, I think. Yeah, no, I'm confusing this too. Yeah. Let me see. So if I'm gonna do this, I figure I might as well make it lore accurate. But that means that I do have to... Hello? Is this website dead? Can I get a synopsis? Oh, so it's a prequel. Okay, that makes sense. Who is Daria? I don't remember this character's name. Who is this? Oh wait, no, I vaguely remember this part. Spoilers, by the way. A little bit late for that, but okay. So I only plan for 1 set of characters. What if we have 2, right? But I think it might be a little bit. How will this work? Because having that 1 character in really sets the tone of like when this might be set. Because immediately that character only existed for the duration of the comic. Which should be it's a pretty sad thing, I suppose, but also it'd be more interesting if we have like 2 people on wheelchairs just kind of like interacting with each other. I know Ifrit will be doing all kinds of shenanigans. But having 2 side by side might be very stiff, I think. This also gives like ideas for secondary focals, because like if this is the case here, it's not too hard to imagine that there will be people following them, other characters following them. I put them on like the third point here. Oh wait, that's the other third point. I don't know if it's possible to slot in more characters here, and through the foliage you can kind of just barely notice that they're sort of observing. My tablet died again. Hello? Alright, it's back. Yeah, you can maybe just barely notice them. I think maybe we can place like characters here. If that's the case, I'm thinking that maybe we have just one wheelchair. I'll have to reread the comics just to check, but I think Ifrit has and the character that died has pretty good relations, so that would mean that maybe I can just put the character that's gone on the chair instead, and then we can have Ifrit just kind of running around being very noisy, and then we can have one caretaker, whoever that might be, because I don't think it matters so much at this stage of the story. I think all of them kind of are part of the project, and if we're so at some point they realized how bad it was, and then some people didn't want to do it, but then that only happened I think like halfway in the story, or less like later on, so I could just be like, what am I, why is it not painting, bro? Who overwrote my shit? Oh my god, it's like 5,000 layers here. So wait, why can't I do this? Oh, I am... Did I draw on top? I'm so confused. Why can I not draw over this? Oh, dark. God damn it. There you go. Oh no, Ifrit would not be facing us. Wait, whoops. She would be facing her, and that would be the correct setup. Oops. Oh wait, I have the chance to put her in front actually. Wait. Isn't this better? Wait, hang on. This is a better idea, is it not? But like it's kind of weird, right? Because the setup is meant for this one spot here. I mean, it's not like I can't change it, but wow, this opens up a lot of possibilities, because we can not only make use of more space here, right? Because this is pretty empty, right? This was meant to be more environmental piece, so yes, I guess that is justified. That is why I even put them here, a tiny little thing in the first place. But if I can put Ifrit in the front, and then looking back with the silhouette here, it's pretty good contrast, it's pretty good focal here. And then we can have like another character in the back here sort of monitoring everyone. And because of the divide of the character's positioning, we can actually set it up such that this is like Team Ifrit and this is like someone else. Because there are people that are for the project and there are people that are against the project. I'll have to double check on the lore. But it could be that this is like someone who's for the project, where this is someone who's against, who's out looking after them. But then it doesn't really matter, I guess, right? It could also be the other way. Right, yeah, but yeah, it could be the other way too, I guess. But nothing too specific, I think. Yeah, whatever pose this is, it can be anything. As long as it helps sort of with the comp. So as long as she's having fun and can help with the comp, I think it will be fine. So that's the skill as well, I guess. Okay. And then we have it through the foliage, we have someone else, and then the background, I'm just gonna hand wave it. This part here still needs a little bit more work, but that shouldn't be too hard. Wow, okay. I mean, it looks like if I want to continue, I do have to get back on the lore, so I guess it's like reading time. What do you mean? You have to read the lore to be accurate. Right, see, this is useful, right? So, first of all, following another rampage, so her being on the wheelchair makes perfect sense. I know Ifrit was being experimented on as well, but I don't know the timeline, and I think... Actually, no, it's kind of hard to say, but either way, they were really justified to be on the wheelchair, so that's fine. View her as her boss, right? So from like a kid's point of view, I imagine Ifrit might be like, she might just be like marching, you know, like really proudly in front or something. It could be anything that makes her seem like she's very confident or whatever. Actually, where would the ground be? Actually, I do kind of have to put this out a bit more. Let me see. So eye level, I think... So this is the tricky part, because I don't know where the horizon would be. Because there's a horizon of the buildings, right? And the actual sort of everything. But depending on how you position your face, right? Because wherever that you're looking, if you're looking like this, where you're looking is one vanishing point, is it not? Because there's like things aligned to it. Is that how that works? But I'm looking at this, I guess the eye level is about face height. It feels like face height. At least for like this adult here. Which means that like Ifrit, if she were to be in the front, her face would be slightly lower than that because she's like a kid, right? She'd be smaller. I don't know how to think of that. There's an adult here standing, right? Because the perspective... Oh, but it's like that. No, so this is the weird part now. Because if I were to expand it, this part here is clearly looking down now. This part here should have the third point pointing down. But the building has the third point pointing up. So there's like some kind of fisheye lens here. If I were to squish this in. Is that how that works? But it feels to me like if there's a character here, they would be... They're pointing their feet down this way instead. I feel like if someone were to be walking here, their feet might be something like this instead more. Maybe, okay, this might be too aggressive, but... Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry, what was I doing? Oh, it's reading, right. I'm doing mandatory reading. Let's see. Indeed. Thousands of pages of lore. Actually, I don't know if there's that many, but... It does seem like a lot of stuff. I'm checking like each individual character's lore because I want to know what their relationship is like at the point that I want to portray them, right? Because otherwise it would be very weird if we're setting in a very specific timeline, part of the timeline, but they seem to have like good relations. You can always chalk it up to just being like workplace kind of relationship, right? They're pretending to be happy with each other. But if that's like a serious fallout, like it's not gonna be a... How many pages in that wiki? 10,539 pages today. 10,000 pages and like half this, like 90% of the stories is not even written on the characters' pages. My god. Right, you see, so Mew Mew here is on the quote-unquote bad guy side in the story, at least this part of the story. Because the bad guys are the ones that want to continue the project. The good guys are the ones that are feeling sorry for the characters. Right, yeah, see, so this is rather unpleasant. I was gonna have the two of them walking here, but I guess that's not possible now. Well, okay, yeah, just like one more, I think. Okay. Let me think. The opportunity to draw more materials. I'm gonna end up killing myself over this one again. Oh my god. Didn't I say something about like wanting to just study the photo and not be too worried about that? But I guess this is what I want to do. I remember saying the same thing just a week ago. But this is the whole point, I guess, right? To craft like more intricate sort of illustrations with more story and more lore accurate ideas. Let me find something here, because Mew Mew plays with water. She's like this water elf thingy. How do you spell her name? Shit. Oh. And in the comic, what? Right. In the comic, she, I believe, kind of played around with Ifrit, with like water and stuff. There's like that one scene. Hang on, let me check. She can make like water clones too. So it's basically she can kind of make water float around to her will. And we can have Ifrit sort of running after a water clone here. So now I get to practice water, right? In the context of this environment, which means the water needs to kind of be transparent enough to show the stuff behind, but still be material enough to sort of capture light from all these different angles. That's why I said that I'm gonna die doing this, but it will be a good opportunity to kind of put in a lot of these elements. We can have her and Saria sort of standing really far in the back, just kind of monitoring the situation. And I don't know if we ever got to even show the face. I think this might be too small to draw the faces in, because this is already pretty small here. So there should probably just be silhouettes. So that would be pretty easy to do, right? If we could have seen their face, I would have put like because Mew Mew is always very friendly, very cheerful kind of character. And then Saria is very serious, so we can have the two of them have like a very different take on the situation, perhaps, for whatever reason. But very OP, by the way. I believe like as far as I understand, Arknights, you kind of need to be infected to have powers like this, but she is not infected. She just kind of has powers like this. And it looks very OP. %. Why did I do that? Oh my god, dude. God damn, bro. It's a freaking copy and paste for... Wow, okay, the comments are very unhinged. Wow, this comment is very unhinged. Well, so 4 years ago. Wow, 4 years ago was what? This was already a thing 4 years ago? I only saw this comic like last year, I think. But, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and think about it, right? Because... it's slowly feature creeping up into something that might be a little bit impossible. Water render, huh? The only water render that I know... was that one like art director for... Was it for League of Legends? Actually, I forgot what he was art director for. I also don't know how to search. Let's just do water rendering. No, but that would bring up like a whole bunch of Blender stuff, right? Maybe water paint. Oh wait, no. Look at that. Right. This artist. What's his name? Oh, this guy. Yeah, principal illustration artist at Riot Games. This is like the only artist that I think of when I think of water. Wait, hang on. This is not even their page. They used to be on ArtStation, but because ArtStation allow AI art, they kind of just took everything down and left ArtStation. I don't know where they're... I think they probably have their own... They must have their own website or something. Is this still active here? Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot. ArtStation is down. Oh, they do have it here. Okay, here you go. Oh, mouse? I was gonna say, like, in my impression, it's not necessarily like the tightest render. It is very impressive, right? But it's not necessarily like the tightest, but I think in our case, this fits perfectly well because I'm not gonna go for a full render either. We just need enough shapes there to hint that it is a water spirit. Also, speaking of water spirits, let me just grab this link here. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place here. I'm gonna grab this link here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put it on here. So I can remember. That they are here for reference. And then the other thing I need is the water spirit herself, not herself, but the design that I saw. And where's my Reddit page? Crap, might be this one. Nope. Hang on. Did I close it? Oh, I closed it. Okay. Oh wait, this one didn't actually have the water spirits. Maybe it was in let me just grab the link. It's setting up to be a way more than I previously anticipated. Maybe it's in her art directly, or maybe not even. I feel like I've seen the water spirit kind of design before for her somewhere. Or maybe I'm imagining it. Was there no canon designs at all? That's price for it in game? I see. Oh, okay. At least we have this, so I'm just... As long as we get a direction, right? Whether if it's more humanoid or like more sort of animalistic or like some other kind of thing. It's S3? Oh, okay. Hang on, let me see. How do I do this? Skills. What? Formal outfits? What are these outfits? I've never seen these before. Oh. Is it slime? Why is it green, bro? Skills. I don't really use this wiki that much. I don't know where it is. But I guess it's not really gonna show the... Oh, I know how I can find it. They're like those people that do the YouTube videos, right? Of the showcases. Let me mute this real quick. Wow, okay. I'm impressed you remember that name. There's a lot of repeated characters. So it's very easy to mess up. I'll take a quick look at that. It's a mirror of a ship. Oh, I see. Thank you so much, Uni. They've got like the, I guess, it's just like the off color of herself. The good thing is that it's flexible, I guess, right? You can always just say that she created something smaller and cuter for Ifrit. Is it still loading? I might have skipped it too early. Oh. Did I spell this wrong? Oh, oh my god, dude. Okay, Arkness side. Oh, I see. I remember I scraped a bunch from like Ace. How do I use this though? Show SD is a little tab near the bottom. Ah, here you go. Next to the menu, right? Okay. Very cool. Right. I can only imagine the summon is basically just a copy of herself, it seems like. Where's the skill itself, actually? Oh, here. Ah, okay. Wait, does she just summon it automatically? Oh, wow. Okay. That's a trait? Oh, oops. Oh, you're talking about this here. I see. How do you zoom in on this actually? Can you zoom in on this? Oh wow, you can go anywhere with this? Interesting. How does this work actually? This is so big. Oh, is that a water sprite? It's like, it's just blobs of water. Oh, that should be a slider. Oh. Oh. Gee, I wonder what the menu is for. Yeah, thank you, Uni. Now the problem is this? Yeah, it's not 100%. There's like only some places you can click. What is the yellow thing? So yeah, it's really just blobs of water, but it might just be for animation sake because it's a lot easier to do this than anything else. Go on. Oh, she's over here now. Wow, nice. Yeah, this stuff is really sick. Like, this looks really sick. I wonder how they did this in Live 2D, right? Because clearly there's 2 layers here. But like, did they animate every single stick? What's it called? Stick? Uh. Oh, what the? Hello, show. But yeah, okay, anyways, I think I kind of have the... I think I will just put the water in here because I hate myself. Need water to sort of... Wow, okay, yeah. This is gonna take a while. If that's the case, I can move the character a little bit inwards. Like, sorry, the wheelchair a little bit more inwards. Oh no, maybe not actually. Because I do kind of want her to be a little bit on this side so that it feels a bit more balanced and not having like all the characters in the middle basically. Where did my pen go, dude? What? Where did I put it? Oh. It rolled underneath my tablet. Crazy. Okay, so... Now what? So with the characters on... Oh, it's actually taking Muse's form, right? So, what is her character design? I guess I should grab that too. What? There we go. Huh. Oops. Let's just grab the base form here. Is this big enough? Yeah, they're kind of similar. I'm so scared for this, by the way. Because this is like, it's basically transparent material. This is like as hard as it gets, isn't it? In terms of rendering. But we worry about that later. For sure. Actually, maybe we should find something else that's more analogous to this kind of stuff. This is also very new territory in terms of the proportion and sort of the... So it's basically what, like a chibi character, right? Yeah, other people's color rough, right? Versus whatever the hell this is. Let's see, chibi... Yeah, I think probably more of this kind would be better. If that's the case... I don't want the head to be this big, though. Let's not get the ropes in. Yeah, let's start with the setup here. So, man, how big is the body? It would be like tiny though if that's the case. The hell is this? Yeah, hang on. It's over. I've never really drawn chibis before, have I? In my entire life. I think even at least male characters, I've done like 2. My god. What do I want here? Okay. I need to break this down, right? So clearly the sort of stylization and the proportions are gonna mess me up quite a bit. I think I should probably split this up into what is the pose going to be first before I really try and make it the correct proportions per se. We can't even just have upper body, right? We don't actually need the whole... Oh, it's just like this, then what, right? How does this work? I'm trying to, so I'm thinking about this. The original idea was to have Ifrit looking back as a way of sort of redirecting. Kind of try and redirect attention. I don't know how the flow will work necessarily. But then it sort of isolates this out by itself if I have communication via eye contact here. If I do it the other way, where she's kind of looking like here, then I feel like this is like a separate region versus this is another separate region. Is there any way to make it kind of flow together, I guess is kind of what I want. Can I move the character over here instead? Oh yeah, I also need a reference for all the characters now that I think about it. I need every single one of them. But let's just go one by one here. Yeah, Ifrit, right? Being the fire demon or something. And then we just have one anime girl here. That's great. Wait, I need her when she was in the comic though. Can I have it actually? She's not as small as I thought she would be. I'll probably make her even smaller. What do I want to find? No, that's not what I want. I don't really care about that. I just wanted to see her eyes because how much it goes down and how much it goes up, but I'm pretty sure this changed over time too. No, it's about consistent. Okay, so it's just neutral. It's neutral, but it's a little bit rounder than how I would do. So not like angular, more like round somehow. Or start and end feels about the same height. Balance issues, I think. I feel like her facial proportion in this one doesn't look like a kid, like in the manga. I'm pretty sure she's like, how old is she actually supposed to be? About 15? At what point in time though? Because if it's already, if it's 15 when she joined Rhode Island, then so this is the manga, right? So So she's supposed to be regress mentally by 3 to 4 years, described as being 8 or 9 year olds. I don't know if the age estimate includes the aforementioned mental age and her chronological age. As by the events of Lone Trail, she's between 13 to 17. I guess she's not that young to like compared to her friend here, who's like 4 apparently. Okay. What? Hello? What? Rep. Is this the only one too, by the way? Like of this character? I feel like... Oh, Ursus. Okay, that's good enough for me then. Her tail's not going to be relevant anyway, so it's primarily the years. So as long as we know that it's bears, we're fine. Hello? How does Arknight justify like full-on like furry characters in the lore? Did they justify it? Oh, status alive. Wow, okay. Important. Holy shit, he has... I feel like he has more text than some of the other main characters or something. Okay, animals don't really exist. I have no idea. I didn't read it up. Actually, one of the really pain points for my own sort of project is I don't know how to justify there being both sort of like humanoid animals and non-humanoid animals. Except for, yeah, like, oh yeah, like literally like talking penguin, right? Like, hello? So, how does that work? A lot of these are like kind of hand-waved, and I think reasonably so. That's kind of fine, but it would be nice if everything can play together perfectly. Somehow. Somehow, some kind of in-lore reason. In-world reason. What? I wanted to make the eyes smile, end up making her look like she's really tired or something. Which probably would also be the case, I guess. It's nice that we can kind of draw faces like this too, like a... It's not perfect, but at the very least it works. It doesn't trigger me constantly. And then I can do some quick sort of idea generation now. Otherwise, in the past, I remember like drawing a face that's aligned was like the struggle. That was it. You get the face looking kind of right, you're like, oh shit, I'm so proud of myself. I feel like she's not smiling enough. I don't know why. What the fuck? I mean, it's kind of up angle, right? I think the mouth would be a little bit higher along with the nose. Oh, but she's also kind of like opening her mouth really wide here, so it would make it... Anyways, I'm gonna sort this out some other time. You know what? Actually, this would be lore accurate, I think, because she's really infatuated with this idea of a water spirit. So if she sees the water spirit, she would just kind of ignore everything else and go for it, especially because affiliation-wise, this is like she like how do I say this? Because she sees her as the boss, so there would be no reciprocal sort of liability kind of thoughts, I guess. So for her, she's just gonna do her own thing, right? She doesn't feel like she needs the permission to do anything from anyone else to do it. But this leaves the two of them kind of separated and very lonely, very quiet. But that's also kind of how it works, I think. I think that also makes sense. It is kind of weird then, maybe. Then the main focal is kind of right smack in the middle, I guess. I remember seeing some Arknight's illustrations where I feel like the main character, like the biggest character, was like really close to the center, but not right smack in the middle. So it feels really odd. I don't know how to justify, like, if I care. Yeah, if it's that important necessarily. Because like this, there's a huge gap then, right? I could also move them closer, I suppose. I could make them bigger. Maybe they should be bigger. Okay, so the thing that I'm thinking now is that previously it was a sort of focus on the environment, right? So if the characters are small, you can't really see the faces, you can't really see some of the details, that's fine, because the environment is what I wanted. But then with the inclusion of Ifrit here in the foreground, now the focus kind of came back to being on the characters. If that's the case, then if Ifrit is the only one that has enough pixels to show more emotions on the face, it might be very, very weird, because it would just be her then, it feels like. So if I make these characters in the back a bit bigger, at least I have more pixels to draw their face. And so it feels like sort of a piece about the characters, which it is now. Now that we've considered all the lore and considered all the other things now, I think it basically is just a piece about characters. So showing their emotions would probably be important here. Actually, let's just cut this up. Oh, if that's the case, I don't have to do this. And oh my god, I'm so stupid. I just copy this and then go to this. I will delete this from this, and then I'll put the fresh one on top, but this one doesn't have gaps in it. Okay, so this would be fine. Is that fine? I don't know. Kind of stupid. So I need a silhouette here. I need the face to be here for sure. Actually, yeah, like I need it to be here-ish. Smack in the middle. Oh, now there's something to be said about the positioning of the heads, I think. Because we did that breakdown before, right? If you guys remember. I think it's on the other board. Was it on this board? Yeah, we did this breakdown. There's a lot of sort of up, down, up, down, up, down kind of thing. Or this one, in this case, is like a very smooth sort of curve, I guess. Across everything. But otherwise, you get like that. The down, up, down kind of thing. Maybe I can push Ifrit a bit lower. Oh. Okay, what layer am I on? The water sprite further. And then we have our characters in the back here. If this is too cluttered, we can just move them a little bit further along here or something. As long as the leaves kind of sort of hide them. That would be nice. So that's pretty flexible. In this case, can I move Ifrit over? What would be a good place for her, right? Smack in the middle, closer to one side. What would be the difference here? I don't know. It's also 12:30, so I guess I'll just hop off here. Yeah, ideally there'll be like a couple of variations that I can just leave, right? and then I'll just come back to be like, oh, this is what I want. But at the same time, currently, I don't know what those checkpoints would be. Like, I don't know. Like, let's say if I want to move this closer. What is closer, though? Like here? This is still closer. This is like in the middle, kind of, maybe. Over here is definitely gonna block things. I feel like logically closer makes more sense. So the brighter part of this, I'll probably move closer here. So it's behind the character's face here. Then extra leaves here, I might shift them closer in. But this outer side... No, it just depends on color, actually. Actually, that's kind of the great thing about foliage, I think. Like vegetation and trees and stuff like that. You can kind of move them around pretty flexibly, depending on how the colors and shapes work. Whereas buildings, you kind of have to justify them being there. Like, I can just say, like, there's a branch that's, like, jutting out and is eating into the shape. And that would have been fine. But if it's a building, it would need like more proper support, more proper perspective, and the shapes are kind of locked down as to what works and what doesn't. I think that's like an interesting takeaway. But anyways, I think I'll just hop off here for today. Thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow we can get the anatomy settled and the composition settled, and the day after we can officially go into the coloring stage here. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys. Have a good night. See you guys tomorrow. Good night. Goodbye.